Welcome to the VRARA Global Summit. I'm Thomas Hoger, co-founder of 3Spin Dream, a learning platform which enables organizations to create and distribute VR and AR trainings. As you can see in the background, I'm currently at Frankfurt Airport. Obviously, the global pandemic has had a huge impact on the aviation industry, and it has also brought significant change to the learning industry, as physical trainings can barely take place. And I'm here today to talk to Melissa Schulz and Brian Parzer from Lufthansa Cargo, who recently joined our learning platform. Before we do that, let's have a quick look at what Lufthansa Cargo is currently doing with augmented reality in the area of learning.
Envision doing full trainings using this technology, that we can replace pen, paper, PowerPoints with the augmented reality lens. For me, it is definitely groundbreaking.
Hi Brian, good to see you. I think we have the appropriate distance. I hope you're doing well. Maybe you can give a little introduction of yourself to the audience.
Sure. Hi Thomas, nice to see you again. For those of you in the audience, hi, my name is Brian Parzer. I am a training product manager at Lufthansa Cargo Training Academy for the topics of warehouse and operation. That means from cargo delivery to our warehouse all the way to loading the cargo in the airplanes. So as I said, I work for Lufthansa Cargo. So what is Lufthansa Cargo? We are a logistics airline, obviously, that handles freight, cargo, and we transport it from A to Z, depending on the wishes of our clients. We fly to approximately 300 destinations worldwide, so we do cover quite a lot of ground via the air. And currently we operate with the MD-11 freighter, the 777 freighter, and obviously we also use the passenger flights to fill up the belly capacity with freight.
So how is Lufthansa Cargo coping with the current situation in this global pandemic?
The current situation in the world obviously is affecting the Lufthansa Group, for which we're part of. The main problem is by Lufthansa passenger service, because the amount of flights operating have reduced due to the fact that not many passengers are flying right now. So we do have limited operations. So on the passenger side, again, the situation is not very good. On the cargo side, I have to say it's the complete opposite. It is the best year Lufthansa Cargo has ever had in the earnings we've done. So I can say, even though the crisis is out there, Lufthansa Cargo is booming in that sense. We are flying the freighters nonstop. We're using the belly capacities on the passenger flight, and we've actually taken some passenger flights and converted them into freighters, with the background of transporting the goods that are necessary right now due to the coronavirus in the world, meaning masks, hand sanitizers, gloves, and so on and so forth. So we're doing our job here also to assist the world in getting the products to the people that need them.
So while your business is doing great, how has the pandemic affected your training activity?
The training activities definitely are having hard times. As I said, the main problem that we're having at Lufthansa Cargo, or Lufthansa in general, is that the passengers are not flying. So if the passengers are not flying, neither are our colleagues or our participants on our courses. Obviously, we don't have all the routes that we used to have. There are different rules and regulations out there, meaning there's quarantines in certain countries, or there's a ban going to or from, meaning the participants can't get to me or to us, and we cannot get to them. So it's making training challenging at the moment.
And how does immersive learning help?
I find immersive learning one of the great solutions right now. With immersive learning, we can still reach the participant in a digital sense. Even though we don't see them face to face, we still can transport the knowledge or the knowledge they need to know in an immersed setting. In one sense, what we can use is augmented reality.
So how did you spend the last few months to put into action what you learned about immersive training?
So with immersive reality or augmented reality, obviously it's something we've had in mind for some time. But what we've done in the last months is my colleague Melissa Schulz has been onboarded to the 3Spin Dream platform, meaning she's able to create or start creating things on her own. And the long-term goal is obviously to continue with immersive learning, to build on it.
We work closely on implementing group learning functionality. Why is it so important to learn in a group for your topic?
When I decided that we're going to start going into augmented reality, for me, the group or the sense of a group was the key. That was the selling point for me in agreeing to going into augmented reality. In real life, when the agents or colleagues come to work, they work on different shifts, they come to work together, they start work at the same time, and when they go into the warehouse to start loading the cargo, based on how we've taught them, they work together. Yeah, they have different tasks maybe, different responsibilities, but they still work in a group. You do not load cargo one man at a time, or one man does not load a whole cargo airplane. They work in groups and work in teams. They have different experiences, different backgrounds, and together as a group they know and can decide on how to load the cargo. So for me, I want to bring the sense of group, which is the day-to-day reality, into the classroom atmosphere. So for me, going in augmented reality or immersive learning, it had to be in a group.
Right. You started using augmented reality long before the pandemic spread. What was your original motivation?
Corona wasn't the spark that said, hey, I got to get into immersive reality or into augmented reality. It was something of mine that I've been looking on for the last years. As I said, we are a cargo airline and we transport anything you can think of, as long as we can get it into an airplane. Meaning cars, aircraft engines, animals such as horses. We have bigger things that we transport that I cannot get into a classroom setting because I can't get them in the door. So if I can't get them in the door to teach the participants, then how are they going to practice it? And immersive reality, immersive learning, or using augmented reality has given me that opportunity. For instance, the first sequence that we did is with the loading and securing of a car for air transport. I cannot get a car into any classroom training. I won't get them in the door. But now I can get a door into the classroom and the participants can see it in real life, what it looks like. They learn how to load it, they learn how to secure it for aircraft loading, and it sticks to them. So it's just like learning on the job, but now they're learning it on the job in the classroom because I can bring the car to them.
And you also can't get the people to where the objects are, right?
Correct. I cannot also get the people to the car because not every station we fly to flies cars every day. And if I say, oh, let's go into the warehouse right now and let's load a car, it's highly unlikely I don't have a car ready or there for them. So I definitely have other things that are going to challenge our learning. And if I can, like I said, if I can bring the subject to them, it only makes the training better.
And now's the time that you are actually resuming physical training here at the center. And as Melissa is currently performing one of these trainings right next door, I'd say maybe let's have a quick look, right?
Sure, great idea, let's go.
Melissa, who are you and what is your job here?
Hi, I'm the digital training expert of the Lufthansa Cargo Training Academy, and my job is to create web-based trainings and also immersive trainings.
What happens in the training that we just saw?
Well, there happens a lot. The participants come over to me in another classroom and I show them the HoloLens. We put on the glasses and in front of us a car appears, and this is our training object. In this training we practicing the car lashing method, which they learned before in the theoretical part of their training. Yeah, so it's very interesting what happens then.
What does happen?
We always have a lot of fun in this training, and this is a very exciting experience for all of them. For me as a trainer also, because in every training new experience happen.
The training was also evaluated at the University of Mainz at the Department for Educational Science. What were your findings there?
Well, I found out that the learning motivation was highly increased of the participants, and compared to that, the barrier to learn was decreased. And another interesting point was that I found out that the HoloLens is very user-friendly. So to learn with it was a lot of fun for my participants. And yeah, beside of this, I found out that the average failure rate, so the rate how many persons don't pass our trainings, was decreased from 36% to only 7%. And that's incredibly.
What is the challenge of going beyond a single pilot project?
Well, the challenge of a single pilot project is that with this kind of project you just have one end product of a training. So this training can be used for a period of time, but at some point there will be some new rules or regulations, and the training has to be changed also. So there is a problem. You can't change the single pilot project. And that's why we choose the platform Dream, which I work with. So I have the opportunity to change our training contents and also to create new trainings.
Could you show us a little bit how that platform works?
Yeah, sure. Come with me. Now I'm creating a new training, and here I have the opportunity to choose the type of training. I want to go with an augmented reality training. And then I give it a name, for example, car lashing. And here I describe what will be trained in this training. Then I can choose how many scenes I need, and for now I will select the 3 that are pre-selected. Now I go to Add Object, and here I can choose pictures or environments which I need, or hotspots. Maybe I go with a picture first, and then I select a 3D object, for example the car, which is a sedan in this example, and I can add triggers. I can say that the trigger happens when I click on an object which I select in the next steps.
And after you created the whole structure in the browser, what comes next?
In the next step, I would put on my HoloLens, and then I would go into the 3D environment of the HoloLens, which is the same as in the RR training. And there I will see all my objects and assets and pictures, all what I, in the first step, put in my dream platform. For example, here I select the car and I want to scale it a little bit smaller, or maybe I want to turn it around. Yeah, you can put everything the way you want the training to be.
You said that you find that augmented reality is groundbreaking for training. All in all, how would you summarize why that is?
As you mentioned, groundbreaking, or as I've said in the video, groundbreaking. I definitely believe what we've done here is groundbreaking, because we are taking things into a classroom that I never could have. With Melissa working with the authoring tool, obviously she's creating things too that are getting it out there in the world. And there's no better way to reach a participant than somehow hands-on. Bring the tools, bring the object to them, let them try it, let them feel it. And by doing that, you're learning by doing. I think all of us have experiences in life, learning and doing. We remember what we've done and we can hold it on a little bit longer than, oh, I've heard it or I've seen it. But if you did it, you learn a lot better. So it's definitely groundbreaking in what we're doing and in the aviation industry.
So with that in mind, what are the next steps?
The next steps is definitely that we will continue making sequences. We will continue to use the Dream platform to make these sequences, to get it out there to our customers, which in the end are our colleagues. So we're here to make sure that they learn what they need to do, and the only thing we can do is get the tools out to them to continue their learning.
So that's 6 months. What about 6 years? Do you think there's going to be classroom trainings at all in the future?
Oh wow, to look in the future, what it's going to look like in 6 years is hard to say. But if someone had asked me before Corona what's going to happen with classroom training in 6 years' time, I would say definitely we're going to have classroom training, because there's something to be said about face-to-face contact with the participant, or the participant with the trainer. Now that Corona is here and things are a little bit different, and that there's a push to digitalize, especially in training, I'm going to imagine that in the future is going to be less classroom training than we are now, and instead we're going to go more into immersive reality or augmented reality to get the knowledge, or to get our trainings to the participants.
What would you recommend to someone who wants to start with AR and VR training themselves with a similar task?
Well, we already have experience, and from my side I would say, first, take a look what's out there. What technology is what you're looking at? Is it augmented? Is it virtual reality? Or is it maybe something else? See what fits your needs. Have a concept behind it. If you're going to take something and turn it into augmented virtual reality, what is your goal? And see if it matches. And if you have a match between the products that are out there and what your goal is, I say take a jump, get on the roller coaster ride. It's a lot of fun. It was worth it. I would do it again any time to start, and I can only recommend get started. Time's ticking, and the digitalization is coming.
Melissa, Brian, thank you very much for taking the time, for joining the Global Summit, and now we are happy to answer your questions from the audience.